in this context that I would like to invite Rajeev Kumar to tell us about how he has seen the card business transforming on top of FinTech, and how do you think it will lead us to in coming years and decades? And more particularly, how do you believe that business will propel the Indian economy further? All yours.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to start by defining what a fintech is in simple terms. A fintech is an enterprise which primarily fills a gap in a product, a service, or takes out friction or pain in a transaction. This is, in short, definition of a fintech. What these fintechs, in addition to adding a product or adding a service which is missing in the ecosystem, does is to bring down costs and increase efficiencies. At Mastercard, we are focused on the fintech ecosystem. We have partnered with several of these companies under initiative called StartPath. Under the StartPath enterprise here in India, we incubate, work very, very closely with these fintechs which are solving for a product gap or a service gap or taking out friction and reducing cost to the ecosystem. So I would like to bring this to life by giving a live example, which is perhaps more interesting for you folks. So last year around this time, India was having 1.7 million merchant locations where cards were accepted, digital payment instruments were accepted. 1 year hence, post demonetization, thanks to demonetization, we are going to close this year with 3 million acceptance locations. And I'm very pleased to say, with 3 million, it makes India the largest Mastercard acceptance market in Asia Pacific. We have beaten many countries in the Asia Pacific region. So how did we achieve this? Let me bring to life with an example which will give an idea as to what a typical fintech does. With two of these fintech partners with whom we partner under the StartPath, what we have done is to bring down the speed and the turnaround time of onboarding a merchant. How did this happen? The two companies who we realized can collaborate and achieve this turnaround reduction and also reduce the cost. So typically the banks which acquire merchants were taking anywhere between 7 to 9 days to onboard a merchant. This is primarily a merchant who wants to accept cards, who would approach a bank, and the bank would ask them to bring them a bunch of documents and then vet the documents and take time, and after approval would deploy a point of sale machine at the merchant. That was taking approximately 7 to 9 days. With an ecosystem which we built with two fintechs, one which was a specialist company in digitizing onboarding of merchants, and with another fintech which was a payment facilitator which worked with an acquiring bank to onboard merchants, aggressively onboard merchants. We combine the power of these two along with the acquiring back on the back end, and we have brought down the speed of onboarding a merchant digitally from 7 to 9 days to 30 minutes. Absolutely, you heard it right, 30 minutes. So what this solution does, for instance, is to actually capture all the documents that a merchant has to provide at the merchant's location on a mobile phone. For instance, the PAN card, the registration of the company, the Aadhaar card details, the bank check details, and every other document that the acquiring bank wants is captured on the mobile phone, and which is vetted and tracked with artificial intelligence and other mechanisms to make sure that those documents are genuine, and then comes up with a score and says that this merchant is absolutely ready to be onboarded. That is happening in 30 minutes. And that is one of the reasons why we are able to accelerate acceptance across India. We are working with fintechs like this. This is one example. We've got several examples where we are working with fintechs. There are 400 fintechs out there. We work with several of them, and we have identified those who fill a gap in product, service, bring down cost and efficiencies. So we believe the support of the fintech ecosystem will enable India to bring down cost and increase efficiencies and bring products which are very unique to our ecosystem. I also believe a lot of international companies, internationally known fintechs, may not be able to solve some of the problems that we have. We believe we have problems which have to be solved locally because these are very unique to our ecosystem, and we need local solutions to address those challenges that we have. So I hope that addresses.
Thank you.